Hey guys, RobgillT, and I haven't made a video for quite a while. Been busy with a lot of things. But here we are. It's all about Cape Town. It's all about fun. But today, I want to talk about a subject that's particularly annoying to most people, and that's cold calling. Cold calling. Whoa. It's quite an issue for a lot of people. And the question is, why is that? Why is it such a thing? Cold calling is always an issue, right? So why is it such an issue to you? Well, let's go and have a look. Let's go and chat about this, and let's get to it. So yeah, let's get started. It's all about how they go about calling you. That's the big thing. What we're going to talk about in this video is why it's so annoying, right? Number one. And why it's a big issue, but also how you should cold call if you're a cold caller. If you're a cold caller, you might not want to watch this video. You might hate it completely. You might be thinking, this is not for me. I don't want to hear this. But okay. One of the big things is when a cold caller calls you, right, and you pick up the phone, it's one of the most annoying things. I mean, I found myself 087 numbers, 010 numbers. I found myself blocking these numbers because of these calls, right? So if you're a normal company that's taken on the 087 number because it's a little bit cheaper on the package and the payment and things like that, you've got a problem when you want to call your clients because they stop picking up your calls because of all these people cold calling, right? People get annoyed with cold calling because they take it personally for some reason. It's a bit weird, okay? The thing is, the cold callers that are calling are not professional and they are not well trained and they do not know what they are doing. One of the worst things is you pick up the phone and the person says to you, "Hello, is that John Alexander Smith?" And you're like, that's so official. It sounds like Detective Van Donder's phoning. What's going on here? All right. So you're already on your guard. You're already upset. You're already like, what's going on here? And then they say, and you say, yes, it's him. And then they like go with, this is insurance. And you're like, what? What did that person just say to me? I don't even know whether to ask them what their name was, where they're phoning from, or what they're phoning about. Because I didn't hear anything. It sounds like they're talking in a tunnel suddenly. But when they asked, "Are you John Alexander Smith?" They were quite clear about that. But when they tell you their name, where they're phoning from, and what they're phoning about, that's all you hear. Okay? So then you say, "Where are you phoning from?" And they always repeat exactly what they said the first time. So you don't pick up their name, you don't know where they're phoning from, you don't know what they're phoning about. Sometimes you pick up one word, like insurance, or property, or something, okay? Now, there's a helicopter flying over. Perfect timing, just in the middle of a video, isn't it? Right, nice noise in the background. Anyway, so, the problem with this, guys, is unprofessional people calling to talk to people and they can't even speak on a phone properly. You can't hear what they're saying and you don't know what they're talking about. The other problem you have with cold callers is they don't know how to take no for an answer. So you say to them, because you can't hear them in the first place, you're pretty amped up because of the way they spoke to you in the first place. You're kind of like, listen, I'm not interested, thanks very much. No, but... Okay, and they carry on. So this in itself is quite an issue. You don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear about this. And then the next thing you get is people calling, or not people, sorry, you get calls. This is a consumer announcement on a robot. I mean, what the hell? A robot's calling you now. So without fail, I always block those numbers. Right? Those numbers get blocked. I don't deal with those numbers. I mean, this is an issue on itself. And then you get the calls from foreigners from a foreign country that act like they're from Microsoft or from fancy CNN news company or something, trying to make you think they're from America, but they sound like they're from some strange foreign country, and they can't speak English properly. Hi, I'm from some news company. You know about this? No, I don't. Never heard of it. Fuck off. Go away. It's unbelievable. So then they try and some of them will actually say, I'm phoning from America. I mean, come on. Please, you're phoning from America. So these are just scams. These are just outright scams. So they fall into the middle of the fold of the cold call. So there's a POPI Act in South Africa that doesn't allow people to cold call you, but they do allow to cold call you once. They are allowed to cold call you once. Sorry, let me put that in perspective. So they are allowed to phone you that one time. And then if they phone you a second time, you can actually report them and say these people are harassing me as such. The problem is, how do you know it's the same person calling you over and over again? And also, how do you know it's the same company or not the same company or whatever the case? Because there might be 200 people phoning from one place, and each and every one of them has the right to phone you once. So that law doesn't help, and nobody ever reports it. Nobody does anything about it because it's too much hassle. Who do you call? And I mean, it's just such a nightmare trying to get hold of people and trying to sort these things out. So, how do you actually cold call a person? And this is the question. And the other day I got a cold call from, and I'll name them, Discovery. What a fantastic company. Their people are trained. They know how to call you. I must give them a 5-star rating, because they phone you and they don't ask who you are because they know who they're called firstly. Yes, they know who they're called. That's important. And of course, on top of that, they'll say, "Good afternoon, this is Jane speaking, and I'm phoning you about insurance. And I'm sure you've got insurance, but we would like to offer you a little bit of information on our package and what we can do for you." Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, isn't that what you would expect? And then after that, when they start speaking to you, "Hi, am I speaking to Rob?" "Yes, you are." Okay, amazing. That's exactly what you want to hear. And the other thing you don't want to hear when somebody's phoning to sell you crap is, "This call is recorded for blah, 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 blah." Then get lost. I don't want to hear you. I'm putting the phone down. I don't want to speak to you if you're recording my call. Get lost. I'm not interested. Why are you recording my call? Okay, got no right to do that. And quite frankly, the only time my call should be recorded is if I'm dealing on a contract between you and me. Okay? If we'd agreed between a contract between ourselves, then we can say, "You know what, we're going to record this call so that no mistakes are made." But for you to call me and try and sell me crap and then say this call's recorded for security, blah, blah, blah reasons and whatnot, screw you, get lost. I'm not interested in your call. You know, I once had a cold caller because I bust them on what they were doing or whatever the case. Because I don't get nasty. I just asked stupid questions. And they actually got so upset that they called me back like 3-4 times. And every time I answered the phone, I gave them the same crap back, and then eventually I blocked the number. You know, it's one of the most irritating things is, and the one particular person actually, the phone cut off. I don't know, I didn't cut them off, and the phone cut off. They phoned me and they were like upset with me because I cut them off, and I was like, "Excuse me? You actually phoned me back? I didn't even cut you off." And then they tried phoning back 3 or 4 times as well, just to annoy me. Every time I picked up the phone, put the phone down. I think they're very clever. So yeah, you know, it's a bit of an issue. You know, why do you have to do that? Why do you have to even worry about stuff like that? You phoned a client, they put a phone down, so what? I mean, really, it's beyond me how they carry on. People cold calling will actually argue You phoned a person to talk about a subject they didn't want to hear. They might have been having their dinner, their breakfast, whatever the case, or busy with something really important, something else. Hey, it's coffee with Rob, let's have some coffee. And then you've got the audacity to argue with them when they say to you, no, it's not like that, and I'm not interested, and no, don't, they actually argue with you. I mean, that's absolutely, totally ridiculous. So, particularly you property practitioners who want to try and do cold calling, I would advise you not to cold call, rather call people that you know, people that you've met before. I call it the Mets, and then deal with them and work out from there. But if you do have to cold call, do it the right way, okay? So phone someone in the street and say, I was driving past your house, and my buyer and I liked your house, we saw your house, and I was just interested to know if you might be interested in a valuation or selling your property, or if you know anybody in the street that might also be interested in selling the property, something like that, and introduce yourself clearly. That's such a, I would listen to you if you called me and spoke this way. If you called me and said, are you selling a house? I'd be like, no, goodbye. But if you call me and give me a little bit of who you are and what you're about and what you're prepared to offer me, that might be more interesting at the end of the day. So this is not a rant about cold calling. It's very much just guys, that drives you nuts, it drives me nuts. And if you're going to do it properly. I mean, I've been there, I've done cold calling, I know what it's like. It's horrific, okay? But if you're going to cold call, don't speak into a tunnel. Make sure the people on the other side can hear you. Speak in a clear, concise way. If you have a name that's ridiculous, that no one can understand, okay, try and shorten it. Call yourself Don or Pete or whatever. I mean, don't try and use your full fancy name that nobody can remember or understand. I can't remember someone's name at the best of times if I meet them in the street. Okay, hi, I'm John. I can't even remember that half the time. I'm like, what was that guy's name again? No, I can't remember. So, especially if your name's extremely long, try and shorten it if you're phoning someone. Hi, this is John speaking, not Jonathan McPherson Jones or whatever, whatever the case. I'm never going to remember that. And why would I be interested in remembering it? I don't know you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't actually want to speak to you. Okay. So when you phone someone, do it properly. Shorten the name. And then speak slowly and concisely about what you're about and where you're from. Don't go rush through it, okay? Hi, this is insurance. And you're like, what? What was that? Hi, this is John speaking, and I'm actually calling you about your insurance today because I'm phoning from such and such insurance company, and we're quite interested in offering our package to you or whatever the case. Slow, concise, interesting, and then show some interest in the client as well. And am I speaking to Rob? Whatever the case. Make it decent. Why does it always have to be such BS at the end of the day? Anyway, if you guys enjoy my videos, and I mean I haven't made a video for a long time, and I don't know if I actually should carry on or not, let me know in the comments if you think it's a good idea, or if you think I'm a load of rubbish. I mean, you never know. And then, of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And have a look down below. If you're in property, there's a nice book down there, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Fantastic. Have a look at that. It'll help you in your career. It'll get you ahead. I'm not in the career anymore. Can't be bothered. But if you are looking for information, that sort of thing, I'm always available around, whatever. But yeah, let me know if you want more videos, if you're interested. Let me know in the comments. Ask questions. I'll try and relate videos to those questions if you like. But further than that, that was my story on cold calling. Cold calling in Cape Town, South Africa is fun. It's great, you that's amazing. They bring out a poppy act to stop people irritating you and get more calls than ever. And I tell you, the worst call is that robot. Oh, so annoying. You're busy in the middle of something. You're just busy with something. The phone rings. You pick it up. This is a consumer announcement. I'm gonna throw the phone through the window, man. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So yeah, that's my thing on cold calling. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, guys. It's RobgillT. Thanks for watching. Cheers.